Feel the sage cleansing, Mystic Royal Collective. So glad to have you. So we're gonna do a general energy read here. I like to just pop in and just do a daily read, you know. Hope everything is going well with you right now. Oh, let's see. Oh, got like 2 little sets popping in here. Let's see what's going on. 6 of Wands in the reverse position. Victory, says here. Okay. Someone at a almost victory, perhaps. 5 of Discs. They're worrying about the potential outcome. We got 2 reversals back to back. So we have fiery energy and earth energy. Let's continue. 8 of Cups, Indolence. This card just recently came out in another reading. Please check out it on my channel. 8 of Cups in the reverse position. So instability so far, and now that's water energy right there. So now let's see if we get the 4th element here, okay? Well, I think there's more elements, you know, if you call like ether or spirit, perhaps. Take what resonates and leave the rest, right? 7 of Wands, Valor. Wow, so this is kind of, someone's working on something, and big moves, big risks is what I'm feeling. And despite these big risks, there's some worry, understandably so. They're trudging along. Turn this down a little bit. They're trudging along and just trying to navigate how they feel about certain things, because I feel that they've at a point where they've taken a decent amount of hits or risks. You see right here with this boat here, it's like all like damaged up, you know. But the thing is, I think what's important to note in this card though is that at least it has made land, and they may had to take a step back. And maybe they're in this liminal space right now where they're kind of having to rebuild certain aspects and fine-tune certain planks for the vessel. And I feel it's definitely having to do with something in the physical realm, you feel me? Because we get this, which 5 is usually the number of change. There is some kind of change in the foundation of like security in a way, like making sure that one's like survival needs are met, understandably so. There may be some worry there. And we have the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. So literally 6 and 7, to me, that's progress. You know what I mean? So passing the number 5, which is change, they've already taken that initiative and taken that step, and they're tiptoeing their way to victory, which is going to be happening. And valor, you know what I mean? The valor to me, in this context, it would be more like getting a sense of recognition without putting yourself out there. Living by example, I feel. Having a certain discipline. And these two literally are like duality inspired, in my opinion. Look at that, with the owl and the lion. The lion is roar, you know what I mean? And the owl hoot, you know? What a hoot. But to me, though, that's literally, though, embodying both aspects of the self in a unified, structured manner. Regardless of it being in the reverse or not, to me, fire has been set, at least, and progress is being made. So they know that you know, some towers have crumbled and some things are restructuralization, which is a term that showed up in another reading, just came up again, but it's talking about, like, you know, restructuring certain aspects of the self at the moment. It may be a call for even more rest. And you're like, well, how can I rest if seemingly there's so many things to worry about? I've been there and done that, and I understand it seems maybe contradictory at times where it's like, okay, well, I got all this going on, should I really be resting, right? But to me, that is practicing that dualistic nature, though. If all you're doing is pushing forward and putting your fire out there and burning yourself out, well, what is the opposite of work, which is rest? Duality, right? Fusion. Taking the intuitive nudges that you know deep down that you need a little R&R, like a little rest, whatever that looks like to you. But I think it's about treating the self with respect. That literally just came to mind, with respect. Check this, collective. Oof, thank you, universe. That's crazy. And this is what this valor is, you know what I mean? There may be a time where like you're taking bold moves right now, and maybe you haven't really found said people, maybe you don't have a lot of people in support of your ambitions, and I feel that you're not necessarily putting your business out there, but people are watching and people are taking notice of you, hence the valor here. But I feel it's not still like, not a sense of respect. Maybe they're used to seeing you a certain way, and then they see you changing up, and then maybe through their lack of action and not doing anything with their own lives, sometimes people send envious or jealous energies your way. There's just something to be mindful and nothing to fear. The fact that you're taking action, I feel like, puts a guard for you by your spirit team to just keep on going, because they know that when you do things that align with your soul purpose, and you light that fire with something that you know deep down in your intuition that you are meant to be doing in this life, the world of possibility just opens up for you, collective. It just opens up. And I think now this person is realizing that, hey, you know, even though they're not outwardly saying it, you know, they do desire a sense of respect for their efforts. And maybe on some level to be recognized, you know what I mean? And to me, that's all of that. Feeling these things and not rejecting these emotions in a constructive way is healing, you know what I mean? So if you can't respect yourself by giving yourself the love and care and tenderness that you know that you deserve, that if one can't give that to themselves, then, and respect themselves, how would they expect other people to respect them, you know? Because I think it's everything, it's all mirrored back. All these are and I have a few more cards so we're going to continue, but all these experiences with other people are sometimes karmic connections and things that are soul needing to learn certain things, you know what I'm saying? Being a fool and in different ways. This is a risk taker to me. It's just like wanting to get to the new beginning and knowing that through quantum shifting and changing the mindset here, which this person, again, I can't emphasize, they're doing it, you know what I mean? They've already been making some changes and they got a lot of fire burning. They're kind of fizzling out because they're taking moves that no one in their family probably has even ever thought about taking due to fear. And that's bold right there. That is a fool. And I think right now with this energy, people are seeing the reverse fool. And they probably think that you're being reckless, potentially. You know those people, the people that just want to be all up in your business because they got things that they ain't focusing on in their life. Hey, to each their own, you know. Every interaction, even like those, there's a lesson to be learned somewhere for somebody, you know. So the fool in the reverse position, someone taking certain risks, might not be a bad idea to take inventory of the things that you have, your resources, and again, that's what you're doing. It's kind of all falling in line here. That's how it works. Look at all this work that you be doing, baby. Look at this chariot. See what I'm talking about? You are riding the waves as much as possible. And to me, with this fool being in the reverse, it kind of reminds me of the hangman position. I have one more card. It'll be funny if that is the card there. But through warping themselves trying as much to go with the flow of things and nature and whatever little things in the background, you know what I mean? I think it's funny because the Fool card usually in the traditional tarot has, this is the Tabula Mundi tarot deck, it usually has a little doggy and they're like, woof woof, big dog, excuse my voice, a little bit karaoke not long ago, but yeah, they have a little tiger and then they have a little gator over there and some butterflies. So, but to me, that's all about, because you see the dualistic elements there. See that like water and fire in the background? So to me, that's like integration. While integrating and accepting certain healing elements and certain shadows, they are by default changing their whole aura and chemistry, quantum jumping through different realities of consciousness. You know, you feel me? And they're taking the bare minimum of what they know they need to be able to keep that healthy tether between the, you know, this three-dimensional reality of, you know, what they know they need to do to complete their full purpose, no pun intended, but you know what I'm saying. So they know they have a mission and I think they're aware of it. So let's do the last card, drum roll. 8 of Wands, swiftness. All this is cold. Wow, look at this. Look. Stepping stone, baby. Stepping stone, look at this. So, 8 of Wands, and they're all in the reverse position because you're kind of fizzling out. Okay, see, look at that. Divine union. Through that divine union of integration of your healing and lessons that you've learned, and using the past as a place of, you probably heard me say this if you follow my channel, using the past as a place of reflection, not for dwelling. So here is just someone that's happily doing their best to kind of twist and turn and have a healthy balance of, you know, their light and dark aspects, which are, you know, natural in every one of us as we navigate this world where, you know, triggers and things like that, you know what I mean? Filling one's own cup. You know, if we're all part of the same whole, the same glass, you fill your cup up, collective, you're filling up the cup of everybody else. So being in the reverse position, again, you may not be ready for the swift changes that are happening, or you're trying your best to get your boots on and boom, you know what I mean? But this is coming in hot. But what I was like very like wow about earlier, check this out, y'all. 6, 7, 8. Look at that. Just like all in a row, you know what I mean? Obviously I shuffled these cards and everything, but to me, this is all this chariot energy you're doing. In the reverse, you're tiring yourself out. You need to take some break. You need to rethink potentially certain things going on, you know? Trying to keep it a certain length here. If you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, comment, subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Mystic Royal Collective. Let's get any confirmation. Let's see what the bottom card is on the tarot. Thank you, universe. 9 of Cups, happiness, okay? So, a lot of options and a lot of opportunities which you're going to have to thoroughly investigate and take stock of what exactly, which dimension you want to transport yourself in. And right now I have this, like, I have a lot of energy right now, collective, and I feel that this is also connecting with the energy of this collective here right now, where it's like antsy, ready for the next big thing. And I think that's what's kind of like sparking out, you know, where it's kind of like see right here, there's a little fizzling out right there. So all this fire that you've been expending, all right, it's almost 444. I just saw 1444. I'm gonna do a closing. Let's see a few cards on the cartomancy here. Oh, wow, okay. So I didn't mean to have this in there, but I think going to buy your playbook is just what came to mind. Maybe it's, so this was, accidentally left this in there. This shows the Carta Mundi, which is, it's just showing the deck's name here. But to me, this is like envisioning yourself and you giving yourself that recognition that you know you deserve. So to me, it is like saying, the universe is saying for you to focus and look at how far you've come. You know, let's take a step back, do a little mirror gazing, a little self-love, you know, because let's face it, baby, you may not, if you're not already doing this, sometimes you need to just give yourself a little pep talk, you know what I mean? You look in the mirror and you be like, you know what? I love you and you're doing awesome, you know what I mean? And then you are saying that to yourself. Like imagine, I mean, you like how that feels when somebody tells you good things, you know what I mean? A little boost, you know what I mean? Makes you feel like you're doing things. But never forget though, collective, as long as you're doing what suits you, you know what I mean? And I feel that people naturally gravitate and magnetize in your soul, your true soul tribe is when you are dipping into your passions, which props to you, I feel that you are. We have here the 10 of spades. 10 is the number of completion, air energy, which is like mental realm energy. So this was the element that we did not get here. We didn't get any swords energy in the traditional tarot, but it showed up here in the cartomancy deck. Since there are no reversals on here, I think right now it's mainly focusing on kind of like acknowledgement, potentially. Being careful with one's words, you know what I mean? I mean, because you see right here, you have as above, so below, 5 and 5. This person, I feel, is being very strategic and kind of have to being. Had to cut a lot of things out of one's life and speaks one's truth. Everything that they say, I feel they know there's a parallel that happens in the spirit realm. Focusing on yourself though right now, you being the main attraction, because at the end of the day, this is your day, baby. This is you right now. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think just to wrap things up, and might pull another quick card, but I think this is just encouraging someone that keep going, whatever it is that you're doing. This working and all this, again, completion right here, 10-10. You're putting in a lot of work to get this stability. Another 10, look at this. 10, 10, and 10. 4 is the number of stability. 4 of hearts, cups, water energy, and then we have the 9. Check this out, collective. We actually have the 9 of cups twice. And what did I say earlier about choosing one's words? I feel it's funny because as I'm like tuning into like this mental realm energy stuff, then it's just kind of like little spurts and like disorganization in the thoughts with all this worry. I think that's what's causing some things to not be completely clear. Just a reminder though, collective, and this was great advice, and I'm going to share this as much. I don't know who originally sent this, but if something seems confusing to you, then it may not be for you. So upon analyzing things in your life, as you're trying to put up certain boards, certain healthy boundaries, patch up some things that you know you need to focus on that's causing a burnout, you're also understanding the importance of the words that you not only speak to others, thank you universe, but the words that you speak to yourself. And that's kind of right now, there's emphasis on so much cup filling here. And I think this is about taking your time, because if you were to balance some time to yourself, that is going to get you closer to your goals, because then there will be a more sense of clarity. With burnout, sometimes one is not in the most stable of mind through so much toil, and maybe they're looking around all over the place, just going through the motions. I do see other people here in this picture. I mean, I feel that right now this person may be working with others right now, but still kind of like doing their own thing. And that's kind of where what I mentioned earlier, the other people on the outside looking in, you may not have that support system. Like, you're still working, and it's probably someone that not only has their own venture, but they have other ventures too, where they maybe, to get extra little, you know, stability, work extra side hustles and things. And I feel that's kind of what this is right here. To better achieve said stability, they're putting in a lot of work on burning themselves out. So 4 of Cups, Hearts, seek that stability and get that stability, okay? It's your life. It's a playbill of your own life. What are you gonna do with it? What is your worth? So, I love you so much, Mystic Royal Collective. It's been a pleasure. I might break this up into 2 parts, depending because of the length. So, again, like, follow, comment, subscribe if you made it this far, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Ciao, mi amor. Stay mystical. I love you. And stay tuned. Stay tuned for more. Okay. Mystic Royal Collective. I love you. Ciao.